when I was 18, I moved to the UK. You know, you get excited, you want to live in a different country. So I moved to the UK. But when I turned 20, you know, you live a hectic life, you're working very hard. I started developing joint pains. So at the time I was working as a waitress, so I just assumed, it was all the standing and all the hard work. But it just continued. I got to a point where I couldn't comb my hair. I would go to my aunt's house to get my hair combed so I could go to work. And it just wasn't, from then on, it was just bad. So my doctor then referred me to a rheumatologist in the UK. Understand, I was getting special treatment at work, because of this condition. So I wasn't complaining too much. But when I went to the rheumatologist, they went on to then tell me that I had developed rheumatoid arthritis. So I would go, my knees would swell so bad. In addition to my hands, my elbows would lock. So when I'd go to the hospital, they would drain my knees and then inject steroids just so I could function for the next 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, I would go back again and the process would be repeated. So I couldn't bear it. I missed home. I just told my parents I'm coming back. I moved back to Africa. At the time, my parents were in Botswana. So I moved back to Botswana. It sort of improved, it's warmer, but I still started deteriorating. Then I went to South Africa to see another rheumatologist. And he was really good, he was elderly. I was put on plasmoquine, methotrexate. I was put on prednisolone. I was put on folic acid. Yes. And I sort of improved. 6 months, I felt really good. And then it just started to, make a U-turn. I started deteriorating again. And it got so bad that my wrists got destroyed. The cartilage in my right wrist got completely destroyed. So I had to go back for surgery. And then I had a metal plate put in, fused my bones so my hand could function. But funny enough, that hand only improved for about a week. The minute, the wound had closed up, the symptoms started over and over again. And what's sad is I then, had to move to Zimbabwe from Botswana. And it was a difficult move. So I moved back. And in that same year, I started experiencing the same symptoms in my left hand. So I went to try and see some doctors at Parenyathwa Hospital in Zimbabwe. And I wasn't getting anywhere. They were like, oh, maybe we should wait for it to just, completely be destroyed. Then we can just fuse it. And I thought that would just be completely immobile. So I decided to go back to South Africa. And when I got to South Africa, they decided they're going to open up my left hand again. So now I had